Hello, everybody. Lucas Haneman here, and welcome to this week's episode of Guitar Tone Tuesday. This is one of the most exciting and nerve-wracking episodes of GTT for me, and I decided to take you guys along the journey because I think it's a very interesting subject. I'm going to get this guitar refretted in stainless steel. This is my number one guitar. This is a beautiful Melanson vintage artist guitar made in 2001. So it had a lot of playing on it before I got it in 2017. And since then, it's really become my favorite electric guitar, the one that you'll see me playing most often. I think a guitar that I'm kind of known for now. It's pretty distinctive with this red color. And a guitar that a lot of people say is one of the best sounding Strats they've ever heard in their life. And I completely agree with that, humbly. But why am I getting this done? Well, the frets on this guitar are nickel silver frets, and I love nickel silver frets. I have no problem with them. The only thing is, when it's a performance guitar, and if you play as often as I do, and as hard as I do, you want consistency. And for me, I would rather get the job done once and then not have to worry about it and have my guitar be consistent in its sound and its playability for a long time, versus having to get it done again, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. So, for that reason, I've found a great local luthier named Jerome Jeffrey, and he actually only charges $50 upcharge for stainless steel. I'm aware, stainless steel sounds a bit different than nickel silver, of course. I don't think it really sounds worse, I just think it sounds a bit different. And I feel like the differences can be accounted for with your tone controls or the controls on your amp. So what we're going to do is we're going to hear a playing example on these old, worn-out nickel-silver vintage-style frets, and then I'm going to come back right after I get the fret job done and play a very similar example with the new frets installed, the stainless frets. Just so you're aware of why I'm doing this, again, I mean, if you come out to one of my live shows, you know how hard I play, how intensely I play the guitar. And for me, it's the fact that when I bend up here, when I'm playing solos, the sustain is really starting to suffer. It's just getting kind of dead when I play up there because the frets are just wearing down so much. I've already had them leveled and polished about 3 years ago, and there's not much more to work with at this point. So we're going to take the plunge, for better or worse, and then we're going to talk about how it sounds after it's done. Let's get to it. Here we go. All right. Comparison done. Let me know what you guys thought about that in the comment section below. Now, I'm back in the room. And I have to be frank, between the beginning of this video and the after clip plus this section right here, it has been about 5 months. Now, why did it take me so long to shoot the second part of this video? Well, the first part was shot in early May. Now it's early October. Well, I'm going to be frank with you guys. It took me a long time to shoot the second part of this video because I've been doing a lot with this guitar. I've been gigging a ton with it. I've been recording a new album with it. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. So it took me a long time to come back for those reasons. The other reason why it took me a long time to come back is because I got this guitar back and then very soon afterwards had a bunch of recording sessions and then a gig in Omaha, which I remember telling you guys about on the channel. I took this guitar to the gig in Omaha, and it was extremely humid, very sweaty, probably the sweatiest gig I've ever played in my life. I brought the guitar home from that gig, and the strings were dead, thuddy, thuddy, dead. And I was like, uh-oh, what happened there? Was it the frets? Was it the strings? Turns out it was the strings. I put a new set of strings on this guitar in late June and had them on the guitar until about, actually a couple days ago at the time of shooting this video. So I had those strings on for over 3 months. Lots of gigs, lots of recording, a few festivals, that kind of thing. So hard work. And this guitar held up just fine, and the strings held up just fine. So turns out it was that Omaha humidity that made the strings go dead, not the stainless steel frets. In terms of the feel, man, they feel absolutely fantastic. I'm really enjoying the lack of friction on the strings when I bend. They're very smooth, which I absolutely love. The fretwork feels identical to how it felt otherwise before this guitar was done. Jerome is a master in details. The fret ends were beautifully rolled before I gave him this guitar. They are beautifully rolled now, too. It's perfect. It really is. And I've noticed a little bit of a difference in the sustain, you know. I mean, this is a 7 1/4 radius. It's a vintage style Strat, guitar. But, I am getting more sustain. Mildly, a little bit more sustain because of these frets. I wouldn't say that there's a huge difference in the sustain. But the feel, the lack of friction, it's really, really nice. Now, if I played this guitar for you, now, if I didn't tell you that this had stainless steel on it, I don't think you'd know. I had a couple of people actually tell me when I got this guitar back from Jerome that these look like brand new frets. It looks like a brand new fretboard because he did not leave any tooling marks on the fretboard of the guitar. He did it the right way, right? And man, I could not be more impressed. Could not be more impressed. Are there any caveats? Well, I guess the only thing I'd say is that for me, the way I play live, and if you haven't seen me play live, you don't know what I'm talking about. It's not the same on YouTube, okay? I really dig into my guitars hard live. And for those of you who have seen me play live, you know what I'm talking about. I am not gentle with my guitars. In particular with my left hand. Well, or my right hand, let's be frank. With any guitar, I do tend to get grooves in certain strings. On acoustic guitar, I always get groovy G strings. Where the frets are, I get little grooves in my G string after a couple months. On electric guitar, often after about 3 months or so, I start to get, or maybe even 2 months, I do tend to get grooves in my D string. So, because I do bend these strings, the wound strings, and I vibrato them a lot. So I found that maybe happened just a tiny bit sooner with these stainless steel frets than regular nickel silver frets. Just a tiny bit, nothing that's a deal breaker. But I did realize that because I am, sensitive to that stuff. But again, that's just my playing style, and the fact that, of course, these are regular, XL D'Addario, blah blah blah, normal electric guitar strings. So they are actually, a softer material than the fret wire. So that's going to happen. But honestly, I am extremely pleased. This is a tool, right? This guitar is a tool. And I would not necessarily get stainless steel frets on every single guitar I have because I like variety. Sometimes I like just having guitars with regular frets, mainly because I wouldn't be able to afford to put them on every single guitar I own. But when it comes time to get a refret on a guitar that I play a lot, like one of my number 1, 2, top 3 guitars, for me it makes sense to get stainless steel because for me, I'm a player. I play a lot. I play as many hours in a day as I possibly can. So on my favorite guitars, they are a win-win. So let me know in the comment section below what you think. Do you think what I'm saying is completely bogus? Do you think that it's true in your experience? And how do you think that the sound of this guitar changed? To me, maybe it has just a tiny bit more bass, just a tiny bit more fundamental than it did before, but it's very minuscule. And as I say, if I did not tell you that these frets were different, I do not think that you would know. But, of course, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And until next time, I'm Lucas Haneman. We'll see everybody again very soon. Bye-bye.